All rise. Hear ye, hear ye. The Circuit Court of the 15th Judicial Circuit of Florida, in and for Palm Beach County, is now in session. All those having business before this court, draw near and give attention, and you shall be heard. God save the United States, the great state of Florida, and this honorable court.
Each day, across the United States, the rules of law which have been part of our history are evident in all aspects of our lives. As individuals, as communities, and as a nation, they give form to our society and create a framework for our way of life. For more than 2 centuries, the way that we create, enact, and enforce our laws has defined who we are as a nation. Our legal system defines what our duties are to our fellow citizens and to our country, and has determined what freedoms are inherent to being an American.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed.
And so, more than 225 years ago, the American journey of democracy began. Built on the principle that the government answers to the people that it governs, democracy is the foundation upon which America was built. The first words of the Constitution of the United States are simply, "We the people," confirming that it is the citizens of our nation who make the laws and who must live by them. Our system of government is outlined in the United States Constitution. The founders of our nation wanted to ensure that tyranny would never again have a place in America, and that the rights guaranteed to its citizens would never be compromised. The first 3 articles of the Constitution establish the branches of government: the legislative branch, the executive branch, and the judicial branch. These 3 separate but equal components of our government provide for a system of checks and balances so that no one part of the government can misuse its power. The legislative branch is made up of the House of Representatives and the Senate, which are collectively known as the Congress. As defined in Article 1 of the Constitution, the House and Senate write the federal laws and regulations that govern all Americans. The Congress can declare war and approve treaties with foreign nations, can levy taxes and set government spending limits. Representatives serve 2-year terms of office, while senators serve 6-year terms. The executive duties of the United States are handled by the President, Vice President, and their appointees, as outlined in the 2nd article of the Constitution. The President is the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, can enter into treaties, and appoints federal judges and the justices of the Supreme Court, with the approval of the Congress. The executive branch prepares budgets for consideration by the Congress, handles relations with foreign governments, and maintains government services to the citizens. The President is limited to serving 2 4-year terms. The 3rd article of the Constitution outlines the federal court system. The judicial branch of government is comprised of the Supreme Court and other district courts throughout the United States, and is responsible for ensuring that no law enacted or treaty entered into violates the Constitution or its amendments. The federal courts resolve differences between states and can hear appeals of cases as allowed by law. Federal judges serve lifetime appointments. The United States of America is a federation of all 50 states in the Union. Each state has its own constitution, defines its own government structure, and can enact its own laws as long as they do not contradict the U.S. Constitution or its amendments. The state of Florida has been part of that federation since 1845. Much like the federal government, Florida's state government has three primary branches: the legislative, the executive, and the judicial. The legislature is made up of a House and a Senate, with 120 seats in the House and 40 seats in the Senate. The Florida legislature writes laws, approves budgets, and serves as the public's voice in the government. House members serve 2-year terms. Senators serve 4-year terms. The chief executive of the state of Florida is the governor. Like the president and the executive branch of the United States, the governor, lieutenant governor, and other elected and appointed members of their staff take care of the operation of the state government and the services that are provided to the residents of Florida. The governor can be elected for 2 4-year terms of office. Florida's legal system is similar in structure to the federal government's. There are 4 different levels of courts within the state. The Florida Constitution establishes 67 county courts, 20 circuit courts, 5 district courts of appeal, and the state's Supreme Court. This tiered court system guarantees the right of every citizen to a fair trial with the right to appeal any decision made by the lower court. The Supreme Court of Florida is the highest court, with 7 justices. The judges and justices of Florida's court system serve specified terms and must be re-elected. The courtroom you are sitting in was constructed in 1916 to serve the people of Palm Beach County. An annex to this building was constructed in 1927, and the 2 structures were joined in 1955. In 1972, the original courthouse received a wraparound facade, hiding the original building. As the county grew, the county courts were moved to a new structure located across the street from where we are now. In 2004, work began to remove the facade from the old courthouse and restore its original appearance. The exhibits in this courtroom and on the mezzanine will show you more about how the government and the laws of our country make us who we are as Americans, and what our rights and responsibilities are as citizens. Other exhibits within this building tell you about the history of Palm Beach County and the people who live here. By learning how our government and legal systems function, we can work to protect the freedoms that are so important to our nation, cherish our heritage of liberty, and guarantee justice for all.